Welcome to Bass Talk with Hagen and Hayes. This is Series 3, and today's bite-sized podcast is about tuners for double bass. Hi, Susan, how are you?
I'm doing well, David. How are you?
Great. I know you use tuners a lot. Tell me about what you use.
Well, I have a lot of things that I use. My favorite actually is this tonal energy tuner, and it's on
Right.
my phone. I can put it on my computer, on my iPad. I kind of love the happy face that you get when things are in tune. But it's really advanced because you can have a drone, you can have a whole chord droning, you can choose what type of sound that you listen to. I mean, do you remember these box tuners that we used to have? I mean, I even have one that's the huge dinosaur from the 1990s and early 2000s by Korg. And when you put them on to droning a pitch, it's very mechanical sounding and it kind of can give you a headache. So the tonal energy tuner gives you an option of almost feeling like you have a pianist in the room. And it also has a metronome and it's programmable so you can change meters, you can change
Right.
tempos. You know, how pieces will have changes in them. So I love that. I also have a couple of clip-on strobe tuners by Peterson and by Korg that I use when I'm in a noisy setting, and it clips right onto my bridge and it doesn't hear everything else around me. And now, what do you use?
It's the clip-on tuner. I'm the Dario artist,
Yep.
and so they're very generous with strings and things. And they sent me a new tuner they had, which I absolutely love. As well, it just uses a hearing aid battery. It's so they're really very very cheap to keep running, and I use it all the time. I love it, and often I use it for students. I get them to do it. But then in lessons, you said about a drone. Often I do that. We do technique exercises, and I'll often with a drone, and it's amazing how quickly the students learn to listen and hear when it's in tune. They hear the openness of the intervals, which is it's fantastic. And the little one by the Dario, I really love. It's the one I suggest to all my students. And so I know yours is on your phone because when we played together, we used yours, and I know you like the happy face. Um, j-
It
just
doesn't take much.
it doesn't. It doesn't. We were just on different pages that day, and it was sounded like because mine isn't quite as swish as yours, but it does exactly what I need it to do, and it's really nice because some of the older ones I've used, there's just like a little needle, and it comes, and they're not really as good as these more digital ones. But the one I use, you have so the green above the note, and you have red below the note, and when you just get there, you have two lines to say it's in tune. Um, but I remember working with a bass player in Spain years and years ago, and he had a tuner. And I was saying to him but you do realize that you can change the pitch because if you use a faster bow, it gives you a slightly different pitch to the note you really want. And he wouldn't have it at all. These tuners were never wrong. And I tried to explain to them, they can be wrong sometimes. It depends how you play the note. But I know you use them a lot. Do you use them with your students?
I do. So I have my students tune with, the kind of needle version that you
Yes.
can get digitally or with the tonal energy tuner, of course, with the happy face. Because who doesn't like a happy face for positive reinforcement? But then I know. So I also love to use them as a drone. When I'm teaching, I can be the drone with my bass. But
Yes.
then I like to show the students I'm not, lucky for them and for me, I'm not with them when they're practicing.
So
But they need to be able to have that tool because, like you said, it really helps them to listen. I like it for myself. There are times when I might not trust entirely that I'm really playing the way I want to. And I'll use drones on my own bass on open strings that are adjacent to where I'm playing, but sometimes that would sort of put me to be tuning in a different key, right? So I use the drone on my app, and I find it to be very helpful, and I've done a lot of pieces where I've have meter changes or tempo changes. There was a piece I had to learn for an audition. I'm not exaggerating. Every other measure was a new key signature, a new time signature, a new tempo, or any combination of the three. It was really something special. And I just programmed in what I needed from
Mm.
the app so that I didn't have to stop and check it every couple of measures because that was very disruptive. So I think the technology has improved so much. I loved what I had when I was a student with my big old dinosaur box with the little needle that kind of wiggled when it was giving me information. But wow, the changes, the improvements. I think technology is just incredible. So I just say
It's
to my students,
fantastic with mass basses. If we do a concert with 25 basses, 50 basses, whatever, and that's a really fantastic way of getting people in tune as we can do.
yeah,
Um, and so that is such a quick way. And also the students can learn very quickly how to tune their bass.
yeah,
And then the ones who've got ears will learn to understand how to tune them as well. And the ones who maybe aren't quite so good can still use the digital tuners, which is good.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of options. And, some of my students worry, oh, maybe this is a crutch. And I say, no,
Yeah.
not if you're listening to what you're doing while you use the tuner. Then you're training your ears. And I say to my students, it's available to you. Use this. I don't care
Smile,
which.
the smiley face is a bonus.
It is. And when to sustain the smiley face that starts shooting out sunglasses or music notes, I mean, it's like fireworks, really. But, I say to them, I don't care which brand you use, just please use something. It
Exactly.
makes a difference. And that's the thing, it will help every player to get better. So I think that that's a good thing for everybody to think about. Make sure you have a tuner and a metronome and use them, and they will help you to get better. So I think that's good food for thought. And I'm curious, people can put in the comments, what's your favorite tuner? What do you all use? I look forward to hearing that. So thank you for listening to our fourth bite-sized podcast. This is Bass Talk with Hagen and Hayes. Thank you to Double Bass Headquarters and to GraceGalleryDesign.net. And we look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.